In a land that seems to offer nothing but red dust and burning heat, Nyerere holds on to its ancient rhythm. Every step here carries a cost, and every creature that survives is proof of a hard-fought battle. Lying on the edge of the East African Rift Valley, Nyerere National Park stretches across dry savannas, tangled wetlands, and a sprawling system of rivers. It forms one of the continent's most diverse, yet demanding ecosystems. This is not only the stage for endless hunts, but also a place where life constantly tests its limits. When elephants journey toward the floodplains, leopards wait silently among rocky ridges. As lions stalk the tall grasses with practiced precision, buffalo remain tense at every drink of water. One moment of distraction can mean death. Every species holds a role in the chain, and every heartbeat is a trial. Here, antelope cannot depend solely on speed. Lions cannot rely only on strength, and even dominance does not always guarantee survival. Covering almost 11,600 square miles, Nyerere is both immense and untamed. Amid expanding development and rapid urban growth across Africa, it remains one of the last great continuous and intact ecosystems. Raw, unbroken, and unforgiving, the park's greatest power lies in its ecological variety. From low-lying marshes to open plains and dense miombo woodlands, the landscapes shift dramatically. The winding Rufiji River cuts through the park, feeding seasonal floodplains and lagoons that sustain hundreds of species. Beneath it all lies the ancient bedrock of the Rift Valley, layered with rich soils built up over millions of years, nurturing a mosaic of vegetation that reshapes with every season. The dry months from June to October pull water deep underground, leaving cracked riverbeds and sun-baked earth. Wildlife is forced to travel long distances to reach the last pockets of water, gathering near shrinking pools in a fight for survival. By contrast, the rains breathe life back into the land. Floodplains brim with water. Fresh grass carpets the savanna. Migratory birds return, and grazers enter their peak breeding season. These cycles keep the heartbeat of Nyerere unbroken, but such vastness brings immense challenges. Monitoring, protecting, and managing the park is a relentless task. Large areas remain remote and hard to reach, slowing down responses when incidents occur. Roads and infrastructure for research and ecotourism are limited, adding further difficulty to long-term conservation efforts. Decision to separate this wilderness from the Selous Game Reserve and declare it a national park was more than a coup. Political step, it marked a turning point in modern conservation. By embracing a landscape-wide ecological model, one that values wildlife and the involvement of local communities, Nyerere is building resilience against the forces that have devastated other wild places. Its scale sets it apart on a global stage. Larger than many entire countries, Nyerere is counted among the world's 10 biggest natural parks. At a time when other reserves are shrinking under population pressure, its intact wilderness is an extraordinary achievement. Hard to access and unsuitable for mass tourism, its isolation is precisely what protects its biological wealth. Here, in this vast and demanding wilderness, African elephants stand not only as survivors, but as architects of the land itself. Their movements shape the vegetation, open pathways to water, and influence the lives of countless other creatures. One of the most remarkable traits of elephants in this region is their deeply organized social structure. Each herd is guided by an older, experienced matriarch, whose role extends far beyond leadership. She carries essential knowledge of the land, where to find water, which paths are safe, and where to rest during the harsh, dry months when resources become scarce. Her memory of migration routes and seasonal corridors is what often determines the survival of the entire herd. The trunk, made up of more than 40,000 muscle fibers, is among the most versatile tools in the animal kingdom. Elephants rely on it to pluck grass, snap tree branches, dig for hidden water, and push through thick bush. In the harshest dry seasons, one elephant can draw up dozens of gallons in a single pull, providing enough hydration to keep moving across journeys that stretch for more than 20 miles in a day. But their survival is not defined by strength alone. Elephants possess extraordinary memory, problem-solving skills, and the ability to adapt to Nyera's unpredictable climate. Within a herd, individuals work together to navigate difficult terrain, communicate through deep rumbles, gestures, and body signals, and remember the exact locations of watering holes from past years. Yet, these very strengths bring challenges. Their massive size, immense food requirements, and heavy impact on vegetation can create tension with human communities when left unmanaged. Forests can be stripped, grasslands flattened, and ecological balances altered. Protecting elephants is not simply about saving a species, it is about maintaining the equilibrium of the entire ecosystem. Across much of Africa, elephant populations have faced steep declines from habitat destruction and ivory poaching. Yet in Nyera, they continue to reveal their depth of intelligence and emotional complexity. They communicate socially, share food with weaker members, and even respond with grief when one of their own dies. Such behaviors reflect advanced cognition and the essential role of social bonds in their survival. While elephants dominate the open plains, another species takes refuge in a far more secretive world. Black rhinos live solitary lives in the rugged granite hills and tangled thickets of the park. Unlike elephants, they do not travel in groups, make few vocal calls, and leave only the faintest traces of their presence. Stripped branches, shallow tracks on dry soil, or bent shrubs are the subtle signs of their passage. Their chosen habitat of rocky slopes and dense brush acts as a natural fortress, shielding them from threats including humans. An adult black rhino consumes over 40 pounds of leaves each day, feeding mostly on thorny plants like acacia and kaphura that thrive in nutrient-poor soils. Their hooked upper lip allows them to carefully pluck leaves between sharp thorns, extracting maximum nourishment from scarce food sources. The iconic curved horn, while a weapon of defense, also serves as a practical tool for breaking branches, digging for roots, and fending off predators. Tragically, this same horn has placed them on the edge of extinction. Though made only of keratin, the same substance as human nails, it has been relentlessly targeted by poachers due to false beliefs and illegal trade, causing devastating declines in their population. What makes black rhinos truly remarkable is their ability to endure in some of the toughest environments. They thrive in rocky hills, cooler microclimates, and areas with sparse vegetation where other large mammals struggle. Their solitary way of life reduces disease risk and avoids conflict. But this isolation comes at a cost. It makes them more vulnerable to sudden environmental change and increasing human pressure. Within the Nyera ecosystem, black rhinos play a crucial ecological role. By browsing on shrubs and digging for roots, they help control plant density. This activity opens the canopy, allowing sunlight to reach the ground and encouraging the growth of low grasses. Such changes increase plant diversity and support a wide variety of species in the region. In the wilderness of Nyera, the Rufiji River serves as a lifeline for countless forms of wildlife. Among its most influential residents are hippos, who act both as permanent inhabitants of the river and as regulators of its ecological balance. During daylight hours, they spend most of their time submerged. This behavior helps them stay cool, shields their sensitive skin from the sun, and reduces exposure to parasites. Every few minutes, they surface for air before sinking back below. Much of their day is dedicated to resting and defending territory. When the dry season reduces water levels, their living space shrinks drastically. This forces many individuals into the same limited pools, leading to intense competition. Adult males, in particular, defend their sections aggressively, showing little tolerance for rivals. Though hippos are not predators, they are far from defenseless. Weighing nearly 4 tons, with jaws capable of opening to 150 degrees, they possess a bite strong enough to kill. When threatened, they will attack not only crocodiles, but also large animals like buffalo, and even humans. Their sheer power makes them among the most dangerous animals in Africa. A fascinating feature of hippos is their evolutionary link to whales, a fact not widely known. Several traits reflect this ancestry, including their low-frequency underwater communication, their ability to give birth in water, and their efficient oxygen use that lets them hold their breath for several minutes. Another unique adaptation is the thin pinkish fluid secreted from their skin. Often mistaken for blood, this natural substance functions as sunscreen, antibacterial protection, and moisturizer all at once. Thanks to it, hippos can endure hours beneath the tropical sun without suffering serious skin damage. Beyond their physical traits, hippos are vital to the ecosystem. By grazing on land at night and returning to the river by day, they transfer nutrients through their waste back into the water. This fertilization boosts algae growth, supports fish populations, and strengthens the river's entire food web. Yet their reliance on water also makes them vulnerable. Drought, water pollution, and the expansion of farmland can reduce their numbers quickly. Human conflict is also rising, especially during the dry season when both communities and